If you would like to skip my yap session, please go to the timestamp in the description below. Guys, I'm so sorry. I think that this is the longest I've ever left you guys hanging. Oh my god, I'm so terrible. I'm so sorry. Oh wow. Okay, so I was sick for like 2 weeks. And then I was just, oh my god. I've just been lazy lately. So lazy. I've been playing a lot of Minecraft. Yeah, it's bad. Oh my god. But yeah. Oh my god. A whole month I've left you guys. A month? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so terrible. I suck at this. Anyways, I'm back. I'm gonna try to get as many as I can, as many videos out. It's currently 1:30 in the morning for me right now. Oh my god. And I failed my permit test for the second time. Oh, don't even talk to me about it, bro. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I hate this. Oh my god, bro. And it's not that I wasn't even studying, bro. I was studying. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's get into the fic. This is part 6 of Guardian Angel, and it's To Be Brave by Max the Book Dragon. Let's start with the summary. Today is the day of the UA entrance exam, and Ochako is totally fine. Cheerful, bubbly even, and definitely not freaking out, and neither is anybody else for that matter. Or it's the entrance exam, and Ochako is, in fact, freaking out. And so are Katsuki and Utoshi, for that matter. Not Himiko, though. She's pretty confident with her guardian angel brother by her side. And that's the summary. Okay, let's just get right into it. Ochako spends the night before the UA entrance exam tossing and turning in her bed. She mostly doesn't sleep. And then what little sleep she does get is filled with stress dreams about the written exam being in a foreign language and tripping over her own feet in the practical exam. She gives up at about 5:30 in the morning and pulls herself out of bed to go for a morning run, a half an hour before her alarm. She brings her pepper spray. The thing is, everyone who knows Ochako tends to describe her as cute and cheerful and bubbly, and they're not wrong. Ochako works very hard to make sure people see her as cheerful and bubbly, and she likes to think that it's mostly genuine emotion she's showing to everyone. It's just that she lives in a not great part of town, in a house with knocking pipes, and a fridge that hums just a little bit too loud, and a pantry that just never seems to get full. And so sure, she's bubbly, she's also pragmatic, and a little afraid of the UA entrance exam specifically. So she goes on a run with her pepper spray, and every time she sees someone, she tries not to imagine in too much vivid detail what they could hypothetically do to her, or what she would hypothetically do to them if they tried. Then she goes home, showers, and grins extra wide over breakfast with her parents, and laughs it off when they ask her if she's nervous. "Sure, a little," she says. "Who wouldn't be?" And she keeps that smile on her face all the way out of the door and onto the train. She's not really sure what'll happen if she drops the grin, but she's sure it won't be pretty. Because Ochako has to get into UA. No other hero school in Japan will full ride their Gen Ed students, and she has to get a full ride. Her parents can't afford it otherwise. As for the hero course, it's kind of selfish. But if she wants to pay her parents back for everything they've sacrificed for her, Christmases where the only gifts Santa brought were for her. An old, used, but still expensive phone. That week they went without running water, but Ochako still got new shoes, and more, so much more. She has to become a hero. They deserve to be saved, and nobody else is going to do it. Not that there's any pressure or anything. Nope, no pressure here. Ochako is totally relaxed. She bounces a little on the balls of her feet, even though she's sure it's at least a little annoying to the train's other passengers. She's fine. She's energetic and cheerful and bubbly and not scared out of her mind. Why is the train stopping? Due to an electrical malfunction, please expect a slight delay. We apologize for the inconvenience. What? No, what? No, this can't be happening. She ran the math at least 5 times last night. Leave the house 2 hours before the entrance exam, walk at a normal, calm pace to the train station, exit the train 20 minutes before the exam, walk for 15. She's going to be late. The smile drops off her face. She swallows down a panicked lump in her throat and takes a deep breath. She's fine. She's okay. There's got to be a way to fix it. She accounted for some delays, of course she did. She was going to arrive right when the gates opened. But they'll surely stay open for at least 10 minutes, right? Probably. Yes, definitely. Okay. She whips out her phone and starts poring over the map. New plan. Yes, okay. She's technically within walking distance. If she gets off at the next stop, she'll have to jog the whole way to get there in time. But she can do it. She can totally do that. It's not even that far, just under 2 kilometers. Doable. The train inches up to the actual stop, and Ochako doesn't listen to the announcement as the doors open. She just moves. She will not be late. It's a long jog, about 10 minutes of just the sound of her feet hitting the ground and her heavy breathing. With nothing else to occupy her thoughts, she spirals just a little bit. What if they close the gates just as she gets there? What if she's too late? What if she doesn't make it into the hero course? How will she provide for her family then? What if she does? Is she really cut out to be a hero? What if? She's pretty stuck in her head, lost and spiraling even as her feet pound ever nearer to UA. She doesn't notice the blonde guy until she smacks directly into him. Or maybe he smacks into her. Either way, they're both tumbling across the sidewalk. Ochako groans quietly as she gets up. Her lungs ache, her knees and elbows ache and sting a little. She snags her backpack and starts to wheeze out an apology. Sorry. Watch where you're going, extra! Ochako jumps a little and looks at the guy she just ran into. He's red-faced and scowling, but he honestly looks more panicked than angry. His eyes dart back and forth between her, the jumble of stuff he must have dropped, and the road that leads up to UA. Don't get in my way, he yells, snatching up a loose pen and taking off at a run. Well then, Ochako's eyes narrow, racing the douche it is. She sprints after him, taking no small amount of satisfaction in the way his eyes widen when he looks over his shoulder and spots her. She grins at him because, after all, she is, in fact, cheerful and bubbly. And then she sprints past him. He lets out a feral-sounding growl not far behind from her. And then she hears his footsteps speed up. Perfect. He's in the game. There's still 2 blocks to UA, and, reasonably, Ochako knows she's been jogging for a good long while and she can't keep up a sprint the whole way there. She can already feel herself flagging. But, well, this is definitely more fun than spiraling all on her own, and frankly, the boy doesn't look much better than her. 1 block to go, and she slows down. The boy huffs a laugh, pulls a little bit ahead, and then does the same. It's uphill from here, but Ochako's not going down that easily. She pushes just a little harder, just enough to be a step ahead of the boy. He growls again. Oh, he is so going down. They sort of leapfrog all the way up the hill, just one pulling ahead, then the other. But they're both slowing down by a lot by the time the gates come into view. By some miracle, the gates aren't closing yet. Ochako's breath all leaves her in a rush. She sags, relieved, and starts to slow down. Then the boy huffs a wheezy loser as he passes her up, and all bets are off. She pours all the energy she has left into one final mad dash, ignores the out-of-breath swearing coming from the boy, and all but trips over the finish line before he does. They both double over on the other side of the gate, wheezing and coughing, and very pointedly ignoring the strange looks they're getting from the other students heading up to the school. Ochako also very pointedly ignores the faint wheezed swears coming from the boy. They might be directed at her, but she doesn't really care. She starts laughing as she catches her breath and stands up straight. She turns to the boy and gives him the first real smile she smiled all day. "Thanks for racing me. That was fun." And with that, she turns and makes her way up to UA and the entrance exam. She's got this. Katsuki curses as loud as he can, bent double and wheezing for breath. It's not very loud, but that's not what's about to stop him. Then the girl starts laughing, and his face scrunches up involuntarily into something like a scowl. He looks up to tell her just where she can shove it, then falters. She smiles like Izuku. "Thanks for racing me," she says. "That was fun." Katsuki can't breathe for an entirely different reason all of a sudden. He watches, dumbfounded, as she all but prances up the walkway to the school doors. She's fine. She's whatever. It's just that, suddenly, he wishes he'd raced Izuku up the hill instead. He takes a few more seconds to catch his breath, right hand drifting to his bicep, matching the handprint Izuku left on it all those months ago. Then he blinks, shakes his head, and heads into UA for the entrance exam. He's going to be a hero, even though a part of him still wonders if he should even try. He promised, and he'll do it. But first, the written exam. Himiko shivers in a not-so-random cold spot, and then smiles. The written exam was hard, but Izuku-kun's been helping her catch up in school, so she thinks she did pretty well. And anyway, she's going to win the practical exam, so it doesn't matter that much. Probably, at least. She hopes that's how it works. Plus, also, Izuku-kun's here, so she doesn't have anything to worry about. She bounces down the steps of the auditorium to her seat, which is right next to Katsuki. He glares at her, but she just grins back. Honestly, if he wasn't such a jerk to Izuku-kun, he would be almost cute. But he's a jerk. Oh well. President Mike starts the presentation, and Himiko makes sure to pay close attention to the rules. She's not super good at following all the rules yet, but Inko says that will just have to come with practice. And Inko and Izuku-kun both said that she has to be a hero the legal way, instead of being a vigilante like Izuku-kun. She just wants to be like Izuku-kun because he's the best, and she can't be like him the same way she can be like everyone else she loves, because he's dead and he can't bleed anymore. So she'll have to do it the hard way. Robots, huh? Her grin widens. Easy peasy. Hitoshi's been sort of out of it ever since the reveal that he would be fighting robots, screaming internally, swearing profusely in the safety of his own head, freaking out, etc. His quirk doesn't do anything against robots. He forces his brain to refocus in the front of the gates to the fake city where he's about to get absolutely humiliated in this farce of an entrance exam, and take stock of the people around him. Maybe he could brainwash one of them? Glancing around, he finds himself standing next to some guy with spiky blonde hair. The guy's eyes look bloodshot, and he's got this familiar blank expression on his face, like he's sort of sleeping on his feet. Hitoshi expresses a sympathetic wince. Honestly, the poor guy looks even more tired than he does, and that's not the kind of accomplishment that deserves a high five. Yeah, Hitoshi makes a mental note to keep half an eye on the poor guy. It would suck to fall asleep in the middle of this. He shifts to keep looking around, only to startle at the sound of the gates opening. "Begin," says a deep voice. Hitoshi almost hesitates, but then the blonde guy sprints forward. Hitoshi's brain sorta spasms. "Wait, are we starting? And I'm not ready! And don't let the tired person die!" All flashing through it at the same time. He sprints after the tired guy. What feels like hours later, but it's probably an entire 3 minutes, Hitoshi finds himself in a courtyard holding a scrap of destroyed robot as an improvised weapon, with an entire 1 point under his belt. Tired guy is somewhere in the double digits because of course he is. It happens in slow motion. Hitoshi's standing with his back to a building, watching 3 robots approach. He's been keeping tired guy in the corner of his eye, sort of on accident and sort of on purpose. Tired guy stumbles. He sags against the building and hisses a ragged curse. Another examinee swooping in to destroy the robots, and suddenly Hitoshi's feet are moving. Shrapnel flies in every direction. Hitoshi skids to a stop in front of the tired guy, holding his piece of robot scrap as a shield. His fingers burn as hot. Jagged metal slices them open, and a particularly big chunk outright impales the piece of scrap, tossing Hitoshi backward into the tired guy. His breath stutters. His vision zooms in on the point of the metal, a few inches away from his face. One semi-deep breath later, he tosses the improvised shield away to the tune of very loud cussing. "And watch what you're doing, extra!" Tired guy all but screams. Hitoshi winces. Sir, not you." Tired guy scowls. "Thanks for the save or whatever. You need a new weapon? What's your quirk?" Hitoshi grimaces, thinks of his mom and Midoriya, and tells him, "Brainwashing." The guy grunts. Eyes that have been flickering all over the battlefield actually land on him. Eyebrows raised. "No kidding? That's OP as boom." The tired guy tackles Hitoshi to the ground as another robot explodes, rolls off him and screams, "What did I just say, idiot?" He curses some more and pulls Hitoshi back to his feet. "You and me are teaming up. Here." He shoves a random piece of robot scrap into Hitoshi's chest. "Your first job is to brainwash that idiot into leaving us alone." Hitoshi grins. The practical was honestly going pretty well for Ochako. Sure, she had a minor freak out when she first found out it was robots, but then she'd made a plan, and it was a good plan. Just remove the robot's gravity, throw them around, and let the sudden return of gravity to do all the work. That was exactly what she'd done, and it had gone really well. Other examinees around her kept shouting out their points, and she was keeping up with the best of them. She totally had it. Until now. The ground rumbles and then shakes violently under her feet. There's dust and screaming, and President Mike is saying something about a 0-pointer. And then there's pain. Ochako screams, pinned to the ground before she really registers what's happening. Her legs burn. She can't get a full breath. Slowly, hesitatingly, she turns to look at her legs. A strangled sob forces its way out of her before she can stop it. Her legs are trapped under a chunk of concrete bigger than the one-pointers. Are they broken? Is she... Her eyes move up from her legs and up and up and up. A robot the size of a building stomps towards her. Help! Her voice comes out impossibly small. Nobody's coming. She's never going to be a hero. Hands wrap around hers, and she turns her head so fast something pops in her neck. A girl with sharp teeth and pigtails grins at her, winks, and chirps out a cheerful, "Izu-kun, help please!" There's a flash of light. Ochako's still blinking spots away as the girl talks to someone. "Spear, gimme!" Okay, should I... "You've got the robot, I've got the girl, go!" Ochako's vision finally clears in time to see a brilliant smile and a whole lot of green. Got it! With a rush of wind, the boy flies on very, very big green feathered wings. A flash of gold draws Ochako's attention back to the girl, twirling a long golden spear. "I'm gonna lever the block off of you, and you drag yourself out, okay?" Ochako nods. Everything's happening so fast, and what about the robot? What if her legs are broken? She can't run away. What about the boy? How is he gonna take down the robot? The weight disappears. Ochako drags herself forward with one good leg and two good arms, and the girl lets go of the spear. It vanishes into thin air, letting the huge chunk of concrete fall back with a thud that Ochako feels more than hears. The girl runs back to Ochako. She's saying something, but the robot's too close now, and too loud, and Ochako can't hear her. She opens her mouth to yell back, and then the sun goes out. Ochako looks up, high in the sky, maybe twice as high up as the top of the giant robot. A shadow of a boy with enormous wings all but covers the sun. He hangs in the air for a long moment, wings outspread, and then twists around in the air, tucks in his wings, and dives for the robot. Izuku already knows this is going to suck. He knows it even before Himeko rushes to help the girl because he knows he's going to help the girl, and he can already think of a way to do it. It's just that the way he has in mind is a terrible way, and if he was alive, it would absolutely kill him. Maybe, probably. Okay, so maybe not, but it's hard to know. And it really depends on a lot of factors like speed and acceleration and force and angle and stuff. He climbs high, high into the sky. He remembers doing the math for speed quirks and how fast someone with a speed quirk would need to go to do big damage. He remembers observing over hawks for like 3 weeks and letting that lead him into learning everything he could about birds. And he remembers peregrine falcons and how they're the fastest birds on Earth when they dive. So he needs height, and he stops, hovers for a second, hopes his aim is accurate. He just needs to be fast, and to hit the top of the robot. That should be all it takes, he hopes. He tucks his wings in and dives. Everything is so loud, and Ochako's heart is pounding. She can feel it in her fingertips, in her ears, in her burning, throbbing leg. The blonde girl is yelling, trying to be heard over the robot. That's too close. And then the boy dives. He smashes into the robot hard, and time slows down. The robot teeters backwards, away from Ochako. The boy falls, and his wings don't spread to catch him. Ochako's heart stutters. Her stomach drops. She watches wide-eyed for probably only a second, but what feels like too long, because the boy is going to die if nobody does anything. And the thing is, Ochako's supposed to be bubbly. She's supposed to be happy and optimistic, and she isn't any of those things right now. Maybe she never was, because the wind whips through her hair, and her stomach twists, and her leg is on fire, and right now, more than anything ever before, she's just scared. Still, when time speeds up again, Ochako slaps the girl with the back of her hand, screams, "Throw me up there!" as she removes her own gravity, and the girl does. She reaches out and crashes into the boy mid-air, wrapping her arms around him and removing his gravity too, even though she's at her limit. His momentum carries them downward. Everything hurts. Her vision goes spotty at the edges. Ochako just hangs on, and they fall together. They hit something soft with a cheerful, "Gotcha!" followed immediately by, "Now what were you thinking, Izu?" Ochako tunes out the yelling, since it doesn't seem directed at her, and rolls over the pile of people to vomit on the ground. Her thoughts are fuzzy. She's forgetting something. Why does her stomach hurt so bad? A gentle hand rubs her back, pulling her out of her head. She groans and glances up to see. Oh, right. The falling boy, is he see-through? She blinks a few times and tunes into what he's saying. It was really brave, and I was sure I was gonna hit the ground, and that would have killed me before, but I don't know what it would do now, but it would have hurt. What? She croaks. Brave? Brave? That doesn't make any sense. Nothing does. Right now, with her head all cloudy and her vision all spotty, her leg hurts, her stomach hurts, but her brain is working well enough to remember all the consuming terror of watching the 0-pointer get closer and watching the boy fall. The boy beams the brightest smile she's maybe ever seen. "Yeah, you're going to be an amazing hero." And she's not sure. Ochako wakes up in the infirmary with a very salty old woman buzzing around. So she must have passed out, but she could have sworn she saw the boy vanish as her quirk finally released them both. Her thoughts swim as she makes her way to the train station to go home. Her hands are still shaking. She grips the pole on the train with white knuckles and breathes carefully through her mouth. The 0-pointer. The chunk of concrete, two bright, confident smiles that Ochako, she could never hope to match. The blonde girl and the green-haired boy, she thinks they saved her life. Her stomach lurches with the train car, and she takes another careful breath, closing her eyes to try and steady herself. She's greeted with her last memories of the boy. He called her brave. Well, Ochako's never been very brave. She doesn't think. Bubbly, cheerful, optimistic. Sure, if you ask anyone but her. But every day, for as long as she can remember, it's been the worried looks on her parents' faces when they think she's gone to bed, and it's been the frantic whispers when the pipes knock with every season change, and it's been an empty pantry and Mom's empty plate and Dad's long hours. She doesn't think she's felt very brave for a long time, and she's sure that everything else is an act, because more than anything, Ochako is afraid. But she takes another swallow, careful breath, and thinks, "You're going to be an amazing hero. It's ridiculous, ludicrous. She's a lying liar and a coward, and she's so selfish. But he wasn't wrong, was he? Throw me up there!" She did that. He saved her life, but she saved him too, so maybe she goes home, exhausted all the way to her bones and still so nervous. She won't be able to sleep for the next several weeks until the test results come back. She knows, but she walks through the front door to greet her nervous, excited, amazing parents, and she smiles a real smile as she tells them all about the entrance exam and the 0-pointer, but not the concrete, and her 2 heroes. And then she gets to the part about her maybe being a hero, and her parents' smiles widen and their eyes shine, and yeah, maybe that boy was right. Okay, guys, I hope you all enjoyed. That was the 6th part of Guardian Angel. So far, it's the last part that has been put out there. The author said that it's not been discontinued, but they have a pretty erratic, upload schedule, just like a certain someone we know. Ooh, me. Sorry about that, by the way. Anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed. Oh my god, man. I am pretty much 4 weeks late to uploading. When I first started this channel, I wanted to have I upload once every week. But my god, I am so bad at uploading. Oh my god, I'm just so lazy. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, but make sure you guys go leave a kudos to the fic and leave a comment too, man. These authors deserve recognition. Oh my god. I love it so much. It's amazing. But yes, I hope you all enjoyed. Again, I'm really sorry that I keep leaving you guys hanging. Man, I know you guys hate me. Just say you hate me. I'm just kidding. Don't say that. I'll freak out. I'll cry. But okay, bye guys. I love you all so much. And wait, oh my god, I can't leave off without saying we're halfway to 400 subscribers, yo. That's crazy. That's crazy. I really did not think that this channel was going to go anywhere. I mean, I was hopeful, but it's just I'm so thankful for you guys, for all the people who comment on my videos, and the people who leave the likes. You guys are just so amazing, and oh, I love you all so much. Okay, bye. I'm gonna try to post again, but it's like 2:11 a.m. right now. Oh, now I have to edit all this shit. Oh, wish me luck, guys.